So you want to start a new hobby, business, career path, venture of any sort. My name is Daniel Stewart. I'm the founder of Hobbies. We're an e-learning platform and community focused on helping people learn hobbies and creative skills. I've done a bunch of research into hobbies myself and creative skills of all sorts, what stops people from trying new things, and the benefits of doing so. Today we'll be looking at the topic of starting those, how to overcome barriers, get past the barriers. And then also we're going to finish off with a step-by-step approach into how to start anything new. So stay tuned to the end because that step-by-step approach will be extremely helpful. So let's look at the psychological barriers. So first we have the big FOF, fear of failure. Around 70% of people, I looked at a study, it said that 70% of the participants would not start a new hobby or venture because they were scared of failing or being not good enough. So we're gonna quickly write, we're gonna do that, we're gonna write FOF. So that'll be our fear of failure. That's our representative. Next, we're going to be looking at perfectionism, unachievable perfect standards, even as a beginner. And we'll say this guy is going to be he's going to be looking at a pyramid. And let's say this pyramid is perfect. This is Mr. Perfect here. And then we're also going to be looking at analysis paralysis. Over-analyzing, overthinking it all, paradox of choice. Here's an anecdote for this one because it's a little harder to understand. Emily wanted to start digital photography, but got stuck in an endless research loop. From camera types to techniques, never making a decision. Once she picked the basic setup and started shooting, she learned more effectively through the actual experience than all that research she did beforehand. So for analysis paralysis, we're just gonna put a bunch of circles representing all the options and then all these lines going in between them. Just a jumble of random options. Next, practical barriers. We can't forget about those. Most common of them, time constraints. Trying to fit time into your schedule, your 9 to 5, figuring out how to actually find time for this new hobby or new venture of any sort. So we're going to do this guy. Let's say this is a clock. Not my best work, but there we go. And then next, financial barriers. Probably the hardest one of them all because you either have to generate more income or you have to actually budget your way through it. But we're going to be looking at that when we look at how to overcome these barriers. So I'm just going to write, this one will be easy, $. Last one, lack of resources or space needed. Maybe you don't have a garage that you can do your woodworking in, or you don't have an art room. Or if you're trying to film, you don't have a room with good enough lighting. We're going to say, I'm going to draw a little room here. We have a desk, and then we have a bunch of clutter at the bottom here. Messy room. Cluttered room. Now, let's look at how to overcome these. First, psychological. Two reframing ideas for fear of failure that we can look at. Many of us, when we're pursuing something new, we think we're scared of actually failing at this new venture. But what we're really feeling is that we're feeling the fear of being judged if we actually do fail. And what we have to do in this case is you have to actually think of it as you're not actually scared of failing, because if you do fail, most of the time nothing really happens. You stay the same as you were before you actually tried your new hobby or new venture. And you have to just don't care what people think. Second reframing idea, failure is commonly seen as an endpoint when pursuing something new. But what you need to think of it as is the new set of stairs up, or the stepping stones towards success. You have to, in order to beat the failure, you have to embrace it. It's the ultimate teacher. It's how we learn ultimately. So embracing it is as essential, is exactly what you want to do. Now, what we're going to do, so let's imagine this fear of failure here. We're going to get rid of that. You have to think of it like this. When you have your graph, here's your failure, but really, it's like a stock going up. When you fail, you're going to rebound. Because when you're going to be learning something from that failure. If you didn't learn something, then you're most likely stagnant to when it comes to the thing you tried originally. You didn't learn any new skills, or you didn't get anything out of it in the first place, which means you're probably in the same spot you were before you tried it, and that's the same position you were before, so why not try something else new? Next, let's look at perfectionism. We're going to cross this guy before I tell you the reframing idea. We're going to say done is better than perfect. That's not a good. We'll say perfect. That'll be the quote for that one. So anybody who isn't happy until everything is perfect, you have to adopt the mentality that done is better than perfect. Make sure that you remember when you're trying something new as well, you are a beginner. It won't be perfect. Last, psychological, clutter, not having the means to decide which option you want to take because maybe there's too many. It's creating a paradox of choice. Analysis paralysis. This one you should approach logically. You want to break down your decisions into small steps. If possible, eliminate as many of these guys as possible. If you have a list of new things you want to try, go on to them. Be ruthless. Take out any of the ones that you don't like as much as the latter. So we're just going to go like this, and then we're going to highlight this guy, because this would be the ultimate decision you make when you eliminate the other options and you break it down logically. Now, practical barriers. Finding time for a new hobby or venture can seem like a humongous task at first, but what you really need to do is just a little bit of scheduling. What you should do is create a weekly schedule. Let's say we'll create a little fake calendar here. Let's say this is Tuesday, this is Thursday, and those are going to be the days that you participate in your new hobby or venture. And that's all it takes. You should ideally have time in your schedule. You got 24 hours in a day. All you have to do, find 2-3 days a week to participate in that new venture. And then if you like it and you're enjoying it, most likely you'll want to put in a few more days later. We'll cross out that guy. Financial. This one, like I said, little bit trickier. What you can do if you want to get past this barrier, you want to budget a little bit out of your current financial situation. Start by setting aside a small manageable amount each month. Think of it as investing in your happiness and your skill building that you'll be doing in this new venture. Prioritize the essential equipment you need for this new hobby, and look for affordable or even secondhand equipment, because a lot of the time you can get a huge bang for your buck, especially with secondhand. Or cross out that guy. We'll just say all we really need is a budget. Last but not least, clutter, not enough space, maybe lack of resources at your disposal. Space is often at a premium, but a little creativity can go a long way. Let's imagine, I'll erase this guy just to give myself a little more space. Let's imagine this messy room. Imagine we had some shelves here. We'll put some of that over there. We go here, get a little under the bed space, put some of that there. Really just, you could purchase new materials like the shelves, or you can really utilize the space you have already in order to create this new workspace that you want. Or if you have a garage that's full of equipment, doing a little cleanup, have a garage sale, sell some of the stuff that you don't need, and you should have more space. So that guy's solved, but we're gonna keep this new space there. Next, we're gonna move on to the step-by-step guide. So the first thing you want to do is list anything that's caught your interest in the past. You want to think of anything from your childhood that you would have wanted to do at your age now. So this could be anything from photography to, we're just gonna go like this. Gardening. Just really creating a list of possible options. You don't want to create too many, but one strategy is to list just as many as possible and then cut loose and eliminate them as fast as possible as well, until you come to just a few options or one option. Next, you want to, once you've picked one from your list, you want to dive a little deeper. You want to look at video tutorials. You could look at some blogs. Oh, missed a letter there. Or you could look at, you could find a Hobby Solver mentor. Or just any tutorials of any sort, just to really get an idea of what the new venture entails. If it's a new business, you could look at any business YouTubers that offer advice on starting a new business, what it entails, setting up an LLC or Corp in Canada. Next step, you want to set some goals. So you want to set achievable goals. You don't want to set anything that's too out of the way, anything that takes too long. Usually you want to set a goal. Let's say you're starting woodworking. Don't set, I want to learn this specific skill in woodworking. Set maybe, let's say with woodworking, we want to create a jewelry box by the end of the week. That way you'll learn the skills while doing the creation, focusing more on the creation itself, less on the skills, makes it a little bit more fun, and you get that creation out of it instead of just practicing, let's say, a dovetail joint. Next, we want to prioritize. This goes along with the scheduling we made over there. You want to make sure you stay to, especially if you don't have much time during your week, you want to stay to that schedule and don't miss any days. Like I said, most of the time when you're getting into this new venture, you're going to want to set more days for it. But really sticking to a schedule gives you more freedom, and you aren't as likely to stray off the path and procrastinate. Last one, actually second last one we're going to go for is we want to, going along with the goals, we want to do some mini projects. That might be a little small for the camera there, but setting little mini projects to learn micro skills can help astoundingly. Interruption there. Like I was saying, we want to review the progress we've made, whether or not you actually like this new hobby or venture, what skills you've learned. And if you don't like the hobby, go back to step one. Figure out, let's say you had a list of 3 and you picked from them, pick one of the other 2 that you had. Sometimes when you're trying new things, new hobbies, it really just takes a lot of iteration. It's like when you're trying to find your career path. When you're in high school, they're giving you all these subjects, science, math, gym, biology. You want to figure out the stream you like and then take it further. So today we've looked at all these barriers here. These are just the most common that I've found when people try new ventures. There are others. Most of it's the same though. You just have to, all it takes is that you don't wait for the perfect moment to start. You start small, you learn from the process, and you grow. Your new hobby could be the gateway to, or your new venture of any sort, new business, could be the gateway to incredible experience, skills, and any outcome of any sort. Yeah, all it really takes is you just have to take action. You just have to start. If you don't like it, you can start again. There are so many options out there, so many hobbies, so many career paths, so many business ideas. You just have to start and don't stop unless you don't like it. I'd love to see what hobbies or businesses or ventures of any sort you guys are trying, what new creative skills, if you're learning painting, photography, leave them in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about this video, if you'd like more like it. We're going to start doing educational videos on Wednesdays and then more entertainment focused videos on Fridays. Yeah, let's build a community here and where we inspire and motivate each other. I'll see you later.